And now we are live, and welcome back to Seems Sus. I am Brandon. He's Ed. How in the hell are you doing tonight?
I'm all right. It's another night. Spring just started, I think.
Well, could be pre-spring because we had spring last week at 80 degrees and we had snow 2 days later.
And a tornado in one night on one day, apparently.
Yeah. The weather went straight up Indiana bipolar, and we literally had sunny 70-something degrees, and then the winds blew crazily. I don't know if that's even a word. And then tornadoes came through, and they really fucked up some stuff up north. Was it up by you guys? Didn't that wipe out that little town? It's like just up by Michigan.
That was in Michigan.
It was in Michigan, but I thought it was still close to the state line.
Almost maybe like 10 miles from Indiana.
Yeah.
Three Rivers is about 30, 40 something minutes from me, I think.
Yeah. And then had a bunch of snow the next day.
Yeah.
And then way up north, they've got like multiple feet of snow.
Yeah. Up in like Traverse City area, they got a lot more. I mean, they had a lot more when I went, which is the most I've seen in years because we don't get much snow here as much.
I figured you guys would get more of the lake effect snow being up that close.
No. It's not been terrible. And maybe, I don't know, in my opinion, there hasn't been much at all.
Yeah.
Which is good. I hate snow.
Well, the last few years, I feel like since I don't have to deal with it, it hasn't been as bad as when I did have to deal with it. So I've been kind of jealous for the last 6 years now that it hasn't snowed like it did when I used to have to plow it.
Someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it, but damn it isn't me. Yeah. So tonight, we are going to talk about a lot of little different things that have happened since we didn't do one last week. Last week was kind of one of those days that, to be 100% honest, I was just over it. I didn't feel like doing anything. And the next day did not actually turn out very well because it was Friday the 13th. And I ended up in the emergency room for most of the day. Thought I was dying. I actually thought someone actually shot me. That was the first thing that I thought happened. But no, I just got electrocuted.
Sorry I laughed, but the way you said that.
Well, no, like if anyone knew the whole backstory, which I'm not going to get into, but I was dealing with an asshole, and the police were out there and everything else, and they were out there to protect. But basically, I was trying to be nice, and I got a pop right to the chest, and I thought it was, he shot me. But apparently it was the two wires that I connected were electrified, which I had no idea that's what it even was, and popped myself right in the heart. And went to the emergency room because my blood pressure and heart rate were super high. But I'm good.
Do you think
I have a part of you tomorrow?
Do you think a part of you is gone now?
I don't know. I was hoping I'd gain some like super speed or something like the Flash.
I think I've brought this up. Do you think a piece of you died?
Maybe.
I always wonder about that, like near-death experiences where people run into those and maybe a piece of them died and they didn't know it. Things change. It's a theory I have.
I got out of the hospital and we went and watched the last podcast on the left live in Indianapolis, so that was cool.
All in one day.
All in one day.
Could have died and you saw a show.
Yep. Which I don't usually name drop other shows, but they are one of the biggest podcasts out there. They're very crude. I think they're funny. Some people are offended by it, but I think it's funny. They were calling the audience C words because apparently that is a term that you can get away with now of calling that to women as a nice word. I was like, yeah, I don't know if you can still say that to people.
Oh, the British word.
Yeah. Oh, but they're not British.
Oh, yeah. I think you're British. If you're British, you might be able to get away with it because it's normal there.
Yeah. They're not. They're just dudes. And they made a lot of jokes about Catholicisms and what priests do to people. But, you know, again, different strokes for different folks. Anyways, tonight we're going to talk about the dead Earth theory. And not only that, there's some other things that are going on. But I did promise to talk about dead Earth theory. So we will start off with the dead Earth theory and kind of just blow through it because it really kind of circles back to some of the stuff that we have already discussed before. So for anyone listening, and if you're not familiar with the dead Earth theory, the theory believes to be originated recently within the last, 10 to 15 years. But basically, we all died probably around 2020. That's how the Mandela effect stuff kind of comes about because, again, our world vanished. We all died, and now we got transplanted into this other reality, and we are living within the simulation. We are not alive anymore. It is just our consciousness has been transferred, and we are now in a state of purgatory.
Did you say 2020?
No. Probably. If I did, I didn't mean to. Basically, 2012, whenever the whole particle accelerator thing happened and they opened up the portal to hell. That's what the theory kind of comes from. So if you look into it, it also is a flat Earth type of a theory because it says no forest on flat Earth is one of the ones that originated, and it proposes that all the trees and small bushes and every type of life on Earth were cut down. There's no more landscapes, the mountains and everything. Basically, everything's gone. And it says like mountains are actually the remnants of giant trees from a long time ago. And I don't know if I buy all that, but whatever. And then there are other ones that claim, again, like the Devil's Tower out in Utah or Wyoming. You know that big, it was in that movie, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the big weird rock looking thing. They claim that's a petrified tree.
For that.
Yeah. And that's where the whole thing comes from, that like we all died off and there's been death. I don't know what that has to do with any of the stuff of this theory, but that's where it comes from. The ancient impact thing is there was two massive blobs that hit Earth's mantle and caused all sorts of weird stuff. But the latest version, if you go down in the cesspools of Reddit, basically says that we all died in 2012. And somehow our consciousness got programmed into this machine. And we are just living consciousness inside the machine. I was like, well, it just sounds like the Matrix. I don't think they'd make a movie to let us know that that's what's really going on. Does that not seem stupid? A
little bit.
Yeah, a little sus. Someone wants to re-edit their character. Yes. Right now, mine kind of sucks. I like to edit my character of how I look. But,
like cracked out Harrison Ford.
Maybe.
It's all right.
Right now, because I accidentally shaved most of my beard off, I have a very punchable face. I look like some D-bag that I don't like, but we won't go there.
I feel like the Matrix was secretly a crying for help as to why the directors had turned into transgenders, which is what happened to them. They both turned female. They're the brothers. And I feel like there were hints of that in the movie.
Maybe.
Just it was like a big rave party with some action, and I'm like, what's the rave got to do with it? This is a weird movie. Some of it was weird. It was a strange movie. A lot of the plot was, I mean, their whole outfit. They always had rave outfits.
The first one was good. The rest of them weren't that great.
It was reaching after that. Let's make it strangely weird and have it rave music, and it was like rave music with guns, or rave party with guns. Excuse me.
So right now we're going to go ahead and say, hey, this is the brand new Yeti color for the year. And of course I had to get it because it literally goes along with everything that I have. So that is the official cup now of Tinfoil Tales, the giant green Yeti cup, because it matches everything else. Sponsor me, fuckers.
Pterodactyls still fly at the plateau rock thing we're talking about. That's what Amber says.
I wish there was pterodactyls that would fly around here because I'd like to see them pick up some people.
You ever seen that picture with like a Civil War? Apparently, like there's still pterodactyls in the Civil War ages, and they still shot them.
Thunderbirds.
Yeah, supposedly
came from.
I don't know where that picture went. It was kind of cool, but we don't know if it was photoshopped.
It's been around for a long time. Supposedly, it's been proven fake. But there's also another one of a giant bird that some other people had. And a lot of it's been wiped from the internet because you know that doesn't happen or anything. But
Mr. Mullet wants a cup with a mullet hanging off the lid. That could happen.
I gave him a preview. I let him watch the documentary. I was just telling you this. He got to watch the documentary before a lot of other people. So,
oh, sad guy. Okay, what's up,
yeah,
Mullet?
he saw our work.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But I have given access to just a few people to see it just a little bit ahead of time. So the documentary of I brain farted. I was about to call it Tinfoil Tales. The documentary of the Miss Triangle is finished, and it will be coming out here soon.
I feel like Mr. Mullet's story is now believable because of the reenactment. I think that would have been hard to do otherwise.
What do you
By
mean?
the way, well, you know, like the reenactment of his story.
Oh.
It would be hard to do it if you know any other way. That makes sense.
No, we didn't reenact it.
Well, I mean, we didn't, but never mind.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You had animation in it.
Okay.
That helped tell a tale a lot. It would have been confusing to try to like recreate that in real time.
Yeah. Basically, for anyone that's not seen it, which is pretty much everyone, there are added scenes to it that are not added, but I enhanced it because we did reenactments, but I used computer technology to add the scenes in there to give more than just people talking. It shows you what went on.
Correct.
And it's been enhanced. Yeah.
You're all so lucky. Why are we so lucky, Patrick Hofstetter Handpap?
I don't know. But basically, back to the dead Earth. Are we living in a simulation? That is what it boils down to. Are we all dead?
I don't believe so. I mean,
I don't think we died. But that's how they explain like the Mandela effect and everything else. Is why when I talked about the Mandela effect, I brought this up because this all kind of ties together because they think that the Mandela effect is the ramifications of us bleeding into this new reality because they programmed us into this machine and we're living within the simulation. So everything's a little different in the simulation than what it was that we remember. I mean, it sounds kind of reaching, but I think society in whole is reaching lately. So,
I mean, what were you doing when that happened?
Working. I actually thought about calling in that day. But I didn't.
Wimp.
No.
I don't know if I was working second shift or not, but I know I was home because I took a picture with my then cat, and I said, we're about to reach ascending. It's 2012 and nothing changed. I still had a cat. I still had a job. If I died, I'd die with that cat.
Did you die happy?
Probably. I mean, I don't feel like any different than I was that day. So yeah, I guess I did.
Well, then I guess right now, if we're living in the afterlife, my afterlife has gotten better since then. So I must be in the good place. I don't know. Even though the world around us sucks worse than what it used to, I feel better in life. So yeah.
Interesting.
We're going to move on unless anyone listening in the live audience has anything to add to it. But I think we're going to go on and talk about the little topic that's on your head.
Well, my hat.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to pick this hat, but he was like, it's appropriate. I'm like, okay, why? And he told me. So here we go.
Right now, if you are able to see this, and if you're listening to the audio, you should probably join us live every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can see our pretty faces. But right now, Ed is wearing a Bigfoot hat. And the whole point of the Bigfoot hat right now for me is the most holy grail piece of footage of Bigfoot has been in question all of a sudden because there is a new documentary coming out that claims the Patterson-Gimlin film from 1967 has been proven a hoax. Basically, I have not seen the footage. No one's really seen it besides a few people at South by Southwest. So you're only hearing the hearsay of secondhand information. But basically, the people that have seen it claims it is 100% definitive proof that it is indeed a hoax. They show prior footage of them doing test runs before it was filmed, and it claims it's from 1966. It kind of throws a whole bunch of other stuff out the window because it doesn't bring certain details up that was talked about prior or afterwards, but it brings this stuff up for the documentary that the suit and everything was in there, and it's the same stuff. Again, I haven't seen it. I'm not saying it's a hoax. I don't really know. Most people that I've ever talked to always said it was a man in a suit. It is one of the most watched videos ever. Besides, like, I don't know, maybe JFK or something like that. The space shuttle blowing up. Both of those are sus as well. They're making a movie about the space shuttle called Challenger.
The one that blew up with the people in it.
Yeah, I wonder if any of the astronauts are going to make cameos in it.
The actors, you mean?
The people that were the astronauts in it that supposedly didn't actually blow up, and now you see them doing other things. That's a rabbit hole we should go down on an episode.
Yeah, piss off so many people.
Yeah.
We talked about that before, right?
We did. We didn't go too deep into it, but we talked about it on Crinkle Conspiracies a little bit.
Okay, we did. Okay.
Yeah.
So back to the Bigfoot thing, like, I mean, it's been brought up so many times on your show, and I've never actually sat down to look at it, even though I wanted to, because, they said it was a female and you could see its boobs, and that's the only thing I wanted to see. And I'm kidding. No, I just wanted to just check it out for myself, and I mean, I'll probably do that after here, but now you're saying it could be fake, and why now?
That is why I said something recently, and I think timing has a lot to do with a lot of stuff. And I'm not saying this movie was made just recently in the sense because of the big outbreak, but here in the last week, there's been supposedly a lot of Bigfoot sightings over in Ohio. And one of the podcasters out there that does Bigfoot podcasting has somehow managed to get his face plastered on mainstream news and in a bigger podcast and everything else because he's been the one that's been getting all the details by people reaching out to him about all these supposed Bigfoot sightings. Except there's no verification that there is these sightings other than people are emailing him and telling him that or calling him and telling him that, but there's been no proof of it. And because of how he is, it has been made contact to like outside news sources. So the story spread and became like actually mainstream. He was on the news talking about it, and like they've talked about it on like larger shows about these mass Bigfoot sightings over in Ohio. The problem is we live in a society where we all have a phone, and there's not one piece of evidence from these mass sightings of anyone ever seeing the Bigfoot. No one thought about taking pictures. There's no tracks. There's nothing. But multiple sightings all happened within a small little area over in Ohio within the last week. And then a couple days later, this comes out saying the whole Bigfoot thing's a hoax, at least that film. That doesn't change anything for the whole Bigfoot phenomena, but for a lot of people, that was their holy grail of Bigfoot existence. Now, if that comes out as fake, so many people hung their hat on the fact that that was such a real thing. And if it's proven to not be real, that brings to question their credibility. So the Bigfoot community and the cryptid community as a whole is imploding on itself, and everyone's fighting with each other because of how you feel about it, because the one guy is still alive at like 94 years old. And he's never once said it was fake. He's always said, to his knowledge, it was real. So yeah, whole lot of drama going on.
Mr. Mullet says it's all about the money, money, money.
Yes, it's always about the money.
Bigfoot was in the Epstein files, and he's trying to cover it up. That is a stretch. I like it. I got 3 emails saying I have a rich uncle in Nigeria. Same. One was in the UK.
I got some more emails from the episode we did recently from Whip Pain.
Oh, that thing again.
Yeah.
And they love you. They love you. Should get an endorsement from him.
Like, dude, I gave you an entire episode talking about how the fact that they're all the same person. Like, stop emailing me.
So, if this, well, there's a lot of documentaries about Bigfoots, obviously, and what's to say anybody's going to pay attention to this specific one? Like, I mean,
So hang on, I'm gonna bring it up.
Is it going to be enough to like make an outrage from the community? Like, this is wrong. He's full of it. Blah. Or it's just money, 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 and then they could be just lying just to make the Bigfoot thing looks, hoax, just for the attention and the idea that it could be when it's really not. I don't know. Double entendre, is that what you call those things? Double-edged sword?
Maybe.
Why do they call it double-edged sword? Technically, a sword has two edges.
This is the footage. Well, the photo.
Okay. It's always that one. Why can't you get it like wiping his ass or something?
That's the most famous one because that was from the video of it walking away.
Right. It's
always trying to make it bigger.
Shot.
Like, but look, it has. You see the boob on it?
Think so. Lower. It's low. They're saggy, right?
Right here, boob and a boob.
Okay. Yeah.
And then it's got muscles down here. See the muscles? See the muscles in the arms? This was done in 1967, supposedly. And if this is a suit, people are arguing, like, how do you get the muscle detail? Why would they put breast on it? And they've never been able to replicate the suit ever since then.
You can't put like fake, like people put fake butts in like pants. I wonder if it's the same kind of concept.
I mean, this was two cowboys back in the 1960s.
I don't know what you did to change my camera, but this view looks way better. Anyway.
I didn't change your camera, but
anyway, Mr. Mullet says the only difference is the Patterson's widow is claiming it's fake. She must have been bored. If she was like, hey, let's start another documentary that's saying it's fake. Like, where'd she get the money for that?
Actually, it's his son.
Oh.
His son, who was like 7 years old when this all happened, his dad died in 1972. So 5 years after the Bigfoot video came out, his dad died. But they made a lot of money off licensing this video. So his mom never wanted the news to come out that it was fake, supposedly. But now he has kind of been disowned by his family. Now he's speaking out. His name is Clint. And he's the one saying that it was fake. But again, how would a young kid know what his dad was doing years ago? And the person that actually has the film, the person that had the film and everything was supposedly the guy that they used as a brother of someone that could develop film. And he kept the canister of this film locked away for 60 plus years, and no one found it until he died. His wife supposedly was afraid that he'd get caught and get arrested for like being part of a hoax, so she made him get rid of it. And he hid it. Why wouldn't you just burn it? You know what I mean? Like, why would you keep that? If you didn't want anyone to find out it was fake, why would you keep it? So I don't know. The story itself is a little sus. But again, I haven't seen it. I don't really know. Is Bigfoot?
Are you going to watch
video? If it comes out somewhere to stream it for free, I'll watch it. But I'll probably get bored with like I do most documentaries.
All right.
I tried to make ours not boring. That's why I didn't stay focused on a lot of stuff for too long, because I think that gets boring.
Right.
It's made for ADHD people.
Why would you film the test? Says Mr. Mullet.
That was them trying to get everything supposedly set up for like to get the money shot.
So that person probably had to do several passes of Hidey ho! Don't
They
notice
claim that
me.
the suit was burnt afterward. That's why they've never been able to replicate the suit either. But no one in Hollywood's been able to replicate it. But two hillbilly cowboy hoaxsters were able to do that and added some. Never once until just recently did they ever talk about it being female.
Mm. So the 60s, didn't like Planet of the Apes come out then?
Afterwards,
Really? It was before Planet of the Apes.
I believe Planet of the Apes came out in '69. This came out in '67.
They were just perfecting the monkey suit.
It had been about the time frame of 2001: Space Odyssey, where they had the monkeys in the beginning with the monolith.
Oh,
With the theme that was like what Elvis came out with.
Another rabbit hole director.
Yeah. Talked about him a little bit before too.
Yeah.
Because the things that go on in society look a lot like one of his last movies that he ever made.
Man, I remember watching that movie and I didn't understand it. And I thought it was just really weird, right? So, and this was the time when it came out because my friend's like, "Oh, we need to watch Eyes Wide Shut." I'm like, nobody's eyes are shut here. I didn't understand. It was just an elite party. And I didn't get it. I just thought like,
Hey, buddy.
oh, his wife is living a different life. Later, Mr. Mullet. So it didn't occur to me that there was anything weird about that movie aside from his wife lying to him.
Yeah.
But I guess it was deeper than that later on.
Mm-hmm. All the parties and weird things that go on in the societies of the rich elites. Same guy that supposedly made the moon landing video.
Which, like, you'll see a bunch of like viral videos talking about how so many little tidbits of the footage, and it's like, who filmed him getting out? I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
But people get made fun of for even remotely bringing that up. Like, oh, it was such a Marvel thing that nobody's going to question that. Like, no, we got there first. We're America.
I mean, maybe we really did. I don't know. I just think it's strange that they just quit going because everyone lost and no one cared. We already did it. But now they can't get back. Just seems a little weird.
Right. You'd think there'd be more things to explore and you'd have to make it up there. But, yeah, I'm going to go on the record and say, yeah, that's some fake shit.
Yeah. Because the moon landing is Stanley Kubrick directed it. Correct. That is the theory. And that is a big time rabbit hole that you can piss a lot of people off. And I have done that in person by bringing up the fact that I don't really think we went to the moon. And I get argued with because, yes, we did. That's too big of a lie. Okay, well, there's a lot of lies that we all believe in that everyone just kind of goes along with it, like voting. But I got that right here. I don't know if anyone can hear it. Where is it at?
Should have ran a test. There we go.
Did it go through?
Yes.
Okay.
We're getting fancier with sound effects.
Yeah. Welcome back, people.
So God, don't ever hit that again. That's obnoxious.
Yeah.
So why is it every week? I know we're jumping topics, but it always seems like somebody's death is a hoax. Right now, I'm seeing Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yeah.
Is allegedly dead. Okay, so, and he even proved it himself. Made a couple videos. What?
The twerking video.
No, that's an AI, but he made a couple videos proving that he was alive, and he's joking about it. And I'm like, why would he even bother with that? Like, somebody of that prestigious nature would even care about what apparently is a troll.
I didn't watch the video, but one of them supposedly he had 6 fingers in it.
No, there was that one, and then there was one where he's in a barista getting a coffee, and he's drinking coffee, and it's all the way to the highest point, and he doesn't spill it, and the coffee never goes down with sips. No, I don't put coffee to my mouth that's just fresh unless it was already like pre-made for that footage. But coffee's hot, dude. I'm sorry. You can't just sip it and like not look. I, I
don't
just
even
found
drink. I don't like coffee really.
you'll drink Mountain Dew, you're turning green.
I do. I
Stanley,
love me some kidney stones.
I heard about this. Stanley strangely died 4 days after delivering the final cut of Lies, which I
Yes.
believe nobody's ever seen it.
Hmm.
As far as I know, maybe I'm lying.
Yeah, he turned in the movie and then he died, and I don't know if the cut that's actually released is the cut that he did, but
Nicole Kidman did it.
I've never seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
I bet you like.
I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan, to be honest. I think he's kind of
try to block him out and just watch the movie. You know, I may watch it just to see if there's any correlations about more things I can notice on, what's going on today and what's in the movie. And I doubt it'll have any juicy things about it because obviously they had to censor the shit out of it. But you must wonder, of what we know now, then you'll notice it in the movie. Maybe there's things that you didn't notice before. I don't know.
Maybe.
I can't believe you've never seen it. I mean, considering it's a conspiracy theory movie.
I'm looking at your hat and I'm looking at my background and I see the same silhouette on like 4 different things.
I wonder why it's always that one.
That's just the most famous silhouette of Bigfoot because
it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same thing of how it was walking in that video.
Why can't it be the guy from like the beef jerky ads? He's a Bigfoot.
This guy? Sponsored by Jack Links.
Oh, yeah. That is kind of strange they decided to use a Bigfoot for beef jerky. It's like, is that how you attract one?
I don't know.
That's what you needed during the movie to go in the woods. You need beef jerky.
Yeah.
Part 2.
There could always be a part 2, but I don't want to spoil things for people, but there were things found. Can't say what it was because I don't know what it was, but there were things found. Just got to watch. Right here. Got to watch. Actually, that's not the right case. The real case is over there. That was the first.
Okay, try to promote himself, silly goose.
Not like anyone in the audio world that listens to this can see it. Only the people that tune in live every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
You know what? We haven't kept to the theme about Jim Carrey coming on every episode. I don't think he's done anything this week for him to be on this episode.
He has been supposedly filming Sonic 4. Dr. Robotnik repeating himself in Sonic 4. I wonder if he's going to have a different face because here's what's funny. They always call him the man with a rubber face. Now he's like the man with a plastic face.
You know, like, have you seen
you think he can still do his facial things if his face is not real anymore?
He can't be able to do that Fire Marshal Bill face unless it stretches enough. Which reminds me, speaking of plastic faces, like I keep seeing those what were you like in the 90s? And it's usually that Goo Goo Doll song. And like you remember that song, right?
I don't know.
I
couldn't tell you.
It's like I give up forever to touch you, for blah 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 blah. No. Anyway, have you seen the Goo Goo Doll guy lately? He looks like.
To seduce me?
No. Yes, Iris. It's a song called Iris. I know you know what I'm talking about if you heard the song. Now, if you've seen the Goo Goo Doll lead singer, he looks like a plastic doll now. Like, I don't know if he got Irish royalties, but he looks terrible now. Like really bad plastic surgery. And I'm like, why did you do that to yourself, man?
Didn't someone just die recently? There was a guitar player from one of the bigger bands. I just saw that the other day. Someone died and was playing. He plays guitar in a band, and I forget which band it was.
You got me stumped. Wait. He was the guy from Motorhead. Phil Campbell.
Maybe.
Yeah, now the drummer's left.
Yeah. Old Lemmy. We used to joke around that Lenny, is it Lemmy? Lemmy. He wasn't the actual vocalist, it was his mole. He was just the bass player. His mole did all the singing.
Well, we need to protect the drummer because that guy's a national treasure, in my opinion. I don't know what he's up to nowadays, but he played in King Diamond and he rocks.
Isn't the guy from King Diamond the one that's got the blonde older lady that likes to show her boobs a lot? What band's that from? They were making these videos like he would do.
That's Robert Fripp.
Yeah,
he's in like a prog rock 70s kind of style band, and his wife was
he in King Crimson or something?
Yes, that guy. Correct. That was very strange, but he would entertain you with his wife and her fake boobs.
That was a product of lockdown.
Oh man, I think if anything, we died then because this must be purgatory hell, the way things are going ass backwards. If anything, that is the day we died. Some of us, or woke up. One of the two. I do feel like a lot of people died inside.
March 10th, 2020 was the last time that I ever played a live show.
Damn.
A band. That was the last time I saw Devin in person.
Ever?
Ever.
But you still talk to him, but you haven't seen him.
Yep.
You got a strange friendship.
I do.
Devin's the guy that did the music for the movie, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, that's sad, but
he's the one that does all the music for my podcast stuff.
How far does he live from you?
About an hour.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah. He lives over by Marion, Gas City area.
The whole time?
Yeah.
I thought he lived in town.
No, he's always lived over there.
No shit.
Yeah. He always lived about an hour or so away from where we practiced.
That's funny because I know this is unrelated to the show. There was a drummer in Marion looking for a band, and I suggested Devin maybe like work on something, not be a band. And Devin's like, "Nah, I'm too busy. I got kids and work." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." Try to help him. Yeah. I'm always trying to get people to do things musically because we need more bands in the area. But
the only drummer that I know from Marion is the same guy that we've tried to dick with around before, and he is not worth trying to mess with.
Do you know his name?
Chris.
What?
Chris.
Go look. Sorry, audience.
Chris Wilson, I believe, is the name. He's sent stuff before. He can't play what we play. He acts like he can. He claims he plays death metal and prog, but he couldn't play what we played.
Oh yeah, it is that guy.
Yeah, he's always looking for a band. There's a reason he's always looking for a band.
Bob suggested him to me, but I'm like, I'm not wanting to play with somebody far away.
Yeah, I don't know the guy personally. I just know he wasn't able to play what we played.
Oh, well, that's not the drummer I'm looking for either. Anyway.
These are not the drummers you're looking for.
Anything else? Sorry.
Yeah, the other thing that I was going to talk about tonight was I thought it was funny. I'd send it to you. I've been seeing a lot of people really confused because they don't know who to be attacking right now.
Sorry. Just the irony's funny.
There are certain people that are 100% against the stuff that's going on, and there's so many people that are completely like brainwashed politically that they just have to follow along, even though they know it goes against everything that they were like just a few months ago all about. Are now starting to call the other people the things that the left were calling them. So you went from being a spy for Russia to a Nazi now being Israel's puppet. Well, if anyone is familiar with history, the Nazis and the Jews didn't really get along, supposedly, if you follow history in World War II. And then the Russians and them don't really get along anymore. So everything that they've been calling people that support the orange guy is all like went full circle. Like it's back to, it went from one extreme to the complete different other side of the spectrum. But now the people that follow him are calling their own followers that don't agree with going to war Nazis. Because they don't support Israel, they're automatically Nazis. I was like, here you guys were just 4 months ago not supporting it. So I don't know.
We are imploding in ourselves because we're dead inside because we died in 2020.
Yes. The more I keep looking and looking in the echo chambers, the more I'm just like, man, I don't even know why I get on here anymore.
I mean, aren't you better off though, knowing that you see moronic actions?
I've lost all hope in society.
I mean, yeah, but in yourselves, that makes you a better person. Not in like an egotistical way, but like to learn from example, basically, that, well, I'm definitely better off than those people, you know?
Maybe the reason I search for paranormal and cryptids and aliens and all that stuff interests me is because of my disdain for humanity has gotten so strong that I don't want anything to do with them anymore. I'd rather be with the things that are supposed to be scary and creepy because I look at humanity and they are the scary monsters.
And you imagine those kind of people that are into those kind of things didn't really fit in well with anybody anyway. So they found their own happiness and they're happy where they're at, looking into the creatures. And these people were considered the weirdos, but they're pretty much happier than most people, in my opinion.
When we went to the last pod on the left live last week, I asked Emily, I was like, so is this my people? And she said yes, because everyone there kind of looked like me.
Oh, God.
They look like people you'd see at a band show.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they all had, like, she said she's seen several Friar Tucks.
Friar Tucks.
Or not Friar Tuck, Lord Farquhar, the haircuts.
Like, oh, the real hair. Oh, wow.
The girls that have those haircuts look like Lord Farquhar.
Farquhar. Oh, boy.
No.
It's like you paid somebody for that haircut?
I don't know. It's one of those haircuts that I've seen at a lot of metal shows.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Not to offend anyone listening that has a Lord Farquhar haircut. I just want to know why.
I worked with a guy that had a haircut like that. Well, it was more like William Murderface, and he actually looked like William Murderface. Like, short, and he looked like him. It was crazy.
How far back, this is completely off topic, and we're not going to bring up why, but how far back, dear listeners, is it okay to go back into someone's history to cancel them? Like, I know that's a big thing that they do in society now, but like, do people like literally go and do background checks on every single person anymore just so they can find something that they may have done years ago? Like, Paula Deen, remember she apparently dropped the N-word at some point in her lifetime and got all of her food stuff canceled. People have gotten canceled because of things that they've said on like Twitter when they were like kids. People have gotten fired from jobs because they've made like racist comments or hateful anti-gay comments when they were like 12 years old on Twitter.
Sorry, it made me laugh.
I'm not joking though. Like people are going so far back just to get people fired, and like at what point? Why? I'm sure we've all said some bad things in life. We've all made inappropriate comments or jokes because it's the different times, and people are like, "Well, that doesn't excuse it." I'm sorry, it kind of does, because if you go back and look through history, things were just different then. Obviously, we know better now. But back in the old days, 15 years ago, people said a lot of shit on the internet. No one cared. Now it's like we can't say anything because everyone's easily offended.
Amber says, "Why are you gay?"
Am I gay?
I don't know.
I'm not gay.
Maybe I am. I don't know.
I don't know.
They don't realize that people can change. I mean, people can change, to be honest. I mean, you have a lot of ex-inmates that were probably pieces of shit and found their second chance that you wouldn't even think they were that person. That's a good example.
Maybe the why am I gay? I don't know if I told that story live or not, but I got told that by a stripper once, or asked that by a stripper because I wasn't tipping.
Oh,
she said, "What are you, gay?" And I was really drunk. I was just like, "What?"
Well, she just wants your money.
No,
it's the only way to insult you. Most of the people who throw that shade have skeletons in their own closet, says Bartlett. That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why people go searching your search history or whatever just to get you in trouble. It doesn't make any sense.
Just think about how, like, if someone, they would have to scroll forever just to try and find something.
I've said some stupid shit in old posts. Yeah, I mean, it could have been mature. It just could have been funny because I used to say
some stupid shit in recent posts too.
Yeah. But more cringy back in the day when you're just
right. We've all cringy things because, again, people said stupid things. I know I've probably said stupid things, and I've said things now that's probably offensive. And I know we used to call each other certain words back in the day. Like, we used to see each other, we used to say, "What up, pussy?"
What up? What up, FAG?
And now you can't really say stuff like that because people get butthurt over it. Like, that was just us busting balls with each other.
We died. Some of us died. Our morale and morals have slowly dwindled with our death in 2020.
Yeah. If people get offended because of the way we used to talk years ago, then I feel really bad for the way society's continuing to go, because it's just, there's no hope. You can't hold people completely hostage for stuff that they had said way in the past.
Right. Now, the only instance is if you were a chomo. There's no forgiveness for that. Sorry.
No,
there's certain aspects you can't be doing. Gross.
No, I think there should be public executions for that.
Right. Amber says, "I love everyone until I don't." The amount of political capital dedicated just attacking the other guys is staggering. Yeah, says Bartlett. We had a lot of viewers today. You guys are bored. I love you.
Yeah, and I even posted something right before we went live, and no one even acknowledged it.
Maybe they do.
I haven't been trying to promote it as much because I want this to grow organically. And I know we have listeners that listen to it in the audio world, and not everyone has the opportunity to join us live, but for the ones listening, it is fun when people are actually in here with us talking, because it can help us grow the conversation. And it's cool to hear people have their own opinions. This is your free talk radio show, live every Thursday night. It's free.
I don't even post because I don't think nobody even bothers with half the shit. Nobody likes me.
I listen both ways. Well, I appreciate that, Patrick.
So can I say something offensive, which is like, I was telling you earlier that there was a reporter doing a report somewhere and a missile hit him. And for some odd reason, he sort of knew when it was going to hit, which if a missile's coming at you, you don't really know exactly where it's going to hit, and he got injured, which he shouldn't have been there. I don't care. Media should not be in wars and try to instigate things, because now people are going to be like, "Oh no, he got attacked." No, he was in a stupid spot and he should have never been there. And I feel like that's what you get for being a media person, and you deserve that. For being
you ever watch that movie Civil War?
No.
You should watch it.
I probably have to write that down on my head. Is that the newer movie, right?
That's the one that came out last year. I went and seen it at theaters. The dude that was in Begonia that played the guy that was listening to my podcast, he
Correct.
is also in that movie. Like, he's only in it for a few minutes, but like, he's the only part about that movie that I really remember.
That really sucks because that movie should have got an Oscar or something.
Yeah.
They didn't even probably bother, but he did. I didn't even recognize the guy because that's how good of an actor he was in that movie. Like, is that the same guy from Breaking Bad? No way.
It's probably better you don't really use your real name, Patrick, because last I knew, I probably get watched. There was another podcaster who recently, as of today, maybe I think it was yesterday, she got all of her stuff hacked. Like, every account she had was taken down, and she's been going hardcore into the conspiracy stuff. So I don't know who got a hold of her, but I don't really go dabble into some of the things that she dabbles into. I try and keep a little bit better for that.
That's not your real name, Patrick? Now that blows my mind.
No.
If
you do listen, or if you do go watch Begonia when Jesse is riding his bicycle to work, you can hear me talking.
That's right, Hellbent Holler. Now you got to really watch that movie.
Yeah,
what a cool name.
They I forget what I was going to say. Brain farting. But no, basically for the people out there that listen to this and don't actually watch live, Ed and I have been doing this for how many years now? On and off? Like 4?
This one or just in general?
Just in general.
Shit. Probably.
So
when did... Oh my God, I don't remember.
Almost 4 years.
Wow.
That's how Tinfoil Tales started. It was supposed to be you and I talking about all this stuff, and then it just morphed into what it morphed into with me interviewing people.
Hey, you got to start somewhere. I mean, I had to be your guinea pig because I never done one of these.
And then we did another podcast where we interviewed people in bands. I just like the scene. No one listened to the podcast either.
Sometimes I miss that, but I don't because it's not. And then, like, to the audience, like, we gave a lot of advice, at least I did, about rants, about things you're not supposed to be doing. But guess what?
No one cares.
There are people, nobody cares, and people are still doing some dumb shit. And, like, you could see, and it ties in with the state of the world because there's so many venues taking stuff from small bands, and like this the whole Ticketmaster and all that, and they're just taking advantage of all the little people that'll never make anything in life. Especially if you want to be a band, you want to make some money. Well, there's no money in it unless you give your soul up to the Illuminati or something. But like, it all ties in that they're basically just trying to destroy arts in a way.
It's funny that you brought up the Illuminati because I used to get emails from them.
Did you?
There was some website that called themselves the Illuminati. They used to send it to the band's email address all the time. I told them, like, I'm selling us out, boys. We're joining the Illuminati. We're going to be rich now. They would send me a certificate claiming that you're now a part of the Illuminati.
Sweet. Where's them paychecks?
I don't know. I did, though, just get my anniversary paper. So bring this up over here for the great listeners to bring it up over here on the screen so everyone to see. Where'd it go?
But my tangent is that we're not going to make it as humans if we can't do things properly, including music and all that. It's just the behavior that people have. I'm not making any sense.
Look at that. Oh, 1 year over here.
What's that for?
Minister, didn't you? I'm an ordained minister.
When did that start?
Apparently a year ago. The 17th of March.
Nobody's asked you? Are you marrying? Wait, never mind.
I haven't married anybody. I don't advertise.
That's hilarious.
I'm going to start my own religion.
Are you going to wear that green suit every time? I think people would like that.
Yeah. The loyal to the foil religion. I don't know. It's corny. But this is funny. I have a card over here. Little guy in a tinfoil hat.
the hell? What's that about?
All these cards were given to me by my little cousin, and they're all cryptid stuff. But the tinfoil hat guy is one of the cards.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Collectible.
I don't think they're even in print anymore. But there was one more thing that we were going to talk about tonight. I honestly forget what it was.
I wanted to bring up that why do they keep like teasing about cures for cancer? Has anybody seen those articles? How did I bring this up about CIA?
No.
I did not. And I don't know if anybody's noticed that the CIA has been covering up cancer cures.
The
Which is
Russian
not
thing
something
I've seen come up recently, and I sent it to you.
which is not a funny thing to say, because there should be a lot of people that would be a little more mad about the CIA about that thing. And I'm wondering why now, again, why are they bringing this stuff up?
No idea.
So it's a little strange, sus completely.
Mm-hmm. You bring up the 3-letter alphabet agencies, and everyone
shit. Everyone logged off.
They're like, uh-oh, not getting chased into this.
They must be losing their powers if their little shams are being put out into the light.
Did you see that aliens.org has been registered? Not org, aliens.gov.
No.
There's an aliens.gov, and apparently there's an epstein.gov that were all just registered recently. And then you have to be like in a actual government agency, I thought, to register a .gov.
Huh.
I have not went to either one of them because I'm afraid to. You remember back in the day you couldn't go to anarchy.com because the FBI was watching.
Or there was a cookbook you weren't allowed to have either, I guess.
I had one. I have it on a floppy disk somewhere. I don't know where the floppy disk is, but
don't plug it in. They'll track you.
Just think about how bad things were back in the old days and how stupid and immature we were. Because I used to giggle about this back when I was in school when the teacher would be like, now insert your 3.5-inch floppy. I still giggle. So how mature I am.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember having to insert the floppy disk into your computers at school?
No, I mean, I don't remember laughing about it being called floppy disk. I guess I'm not immature like you. Sorry.
I'm not. Sorry.
What's the 3-letter doing to cover up? Well, I would think they're doing a lot to cover that up, Mr. Bartlett. Like the idea that there might be better things out there to cure these people rather than poison or put them in radiation and all the other shit that, to me, has never solved the problem. Maybe they treated it but not really cured it. And a lot of people can relate. So that should be upsetting that maybe a lot of people that we knew could still be alive. I could still have a testicle, by the way.
For the audience that doesn't know this, Ed, why don't you fill them in why you have a deep hatred of cancer?
I lost a testicle in 2010. My left one had grown to the size of an egg and a half. Like as a guy, sometimes your stuff like sinks in when it's cold. Well, it could not because it was too big. And so they had to remove it. And then they're like, well, we think it could return. Well, we could take your lymph nodes out. And I'm like, do you think those might be actually handy for something? So they had lymph node removal surgery. So I have this big scar on my stomach. And since I'm overweight, you get like the fun little hernias. So I'm kind of broken by all that. A lot. When I would think there'd been something that they could have done better than just cut it out. Like, what did they do with it? Like, maybe I could have saved it for a necklace. So, with that being said, making me into a test subject or a guinea pig, what did they do with that they still don't have a cure? You know what I mean? They didn't really do anything. I got lucky. I didn't get any radiation or chemo, thank God. But they basically cut me up and said, "Hey, you're cured now," because testicular cancer isn't completely deadly, but it's still a form of it. So, and now I'm hearing it could be parasites. So maybe my shit was filled with parasites, and there could have been a better way to eliminate them, except cutting me up. So a little personal information there, but sometimes it makes you wonder. And yeah, a lot of money and keeping people sick and cure. Of course it is. And we should all be mad about this. We should be rioting. We should be, I want to say burning establishments, but isn't it not weird that we don't really care that much to cure each other? And I don't know. I see a lot of articles that people are taking some natural cures, things that we should be doing that are on the earth. And it makes you wonder. And then it makes you wonder why there's horse paste out there and people should try that, which is very strange, but I don't know where people come up. That's the thing. There's so much misinformation that we don't really know.
Big Pharma makes horse paste too, though.
I know it's like, but
Where do you
then,
trust?
but I feel like they wouldn't think people are stupid enough to eat it that they weren't going to think. It's kind of like, remember that I brought up the Batman theory. If anybody's ever seen the Tim Burton Batman, basically he Joker poisoned some of your household chemicals, and the only reason you'd get sick is if you mixed them. Well, how would you know that? And my thing is, it's kind of like saying, well, the big pharma, we're going to make this, people won't know any better. And if you mix certain things, it could cure you. But we don't know. They don't know that. Only we do. If that makes sense.
I don't think anyone wants to be cured. Like, not that we don't want to be, but I don't think anyone from Big Pharma wants anyone to be cured because we are the cow.
We are the cow.
We keep bringing them the money. Like, they give you treatments. And that's what, if you listen to what they call it, they don't call it cures. They say treatment.
Yep.
We can treat you. We don't cure you. We treat you. Because we need you to keep coming back because you continue to do everything else. I'm afraid to even see how much they're going to charge for me to be in the emergency room last week. Like, I can only imagine how much money that's going to get billed to.
Later, Patrick. Sorry. Yeah, I can. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's a huge problem in the world.
I'm really wondering. Like, I know who that is. He says Patrick's not his real name, and then Bartlett says I work with him, but I don't know anyone named Bartlett. So I'm just like,
well, they're probably just like names they make up. Well, not really, because Amber always has the same name. It isn't like a generated name. But anyway, back to the rant. There's so much things we should be angry about, and we're not angry enough about it. And I guess there's only so much angry you can be because we can't do anything about it, right? And that makes me mad as well. And then you got Mr. RFK, who sometimes doesn't sound crazy because he's just trying to get you to eat better and calling out all these weird medicines you shouldn't be eating and vaccines and in the grand scheme of things, he does not sound crazy, but because he's associated with, President Trump or Orange Man, whatever you want to call him, then nobody's going to take him serious. He just sounds like a crazy person. Now, he's claimed to say some funny things. I get it. But RFK seems to want to care about people. But I don't know what the catch is. It's like, well, where were you many years ago, dude? Anyway, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes you get a good hint of news, and then sometimes it's not so good. So much information, I don't even know what to believe anymore. As far as
there's so much stuff out there that you don't like. There's no way to knowing what's true and what's not true because literally anything you could say is going to get turned into something else, and literally anything that they post, we don't know if they're just doing that to keep the agenda flowing. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You might see these stories that come out here in other countries where they've got a cure for cancer, but it's never going to get passed here because look at all the other hoops and everything else they got to jump through just to get certain things passed. And if they could come up with a complete cure, they're not going to do that because cancer is a big money making thing for those industries.
Right.
So
yeah. We're all dead then.
Goes back to the dead earth theory. We all died.
You all died. You might have died. You were like patient zero and you died. You were here to warn everyone else.
This is what I want to know. The dead Earth theory is actually a real thing, which again is literally just a ripoff of the Matrix concept. And we're all stuck in a simulation. Are you even real?
Me?
Yeah.
I think I'm real. It's just.
Well, how do I know that? You're just a part of my simulation.
I don't know. We might have. I'm not sure. I just know this simulation kind of sucks sometimes, and it's not a very fun one.
Yeah.
It can be fun, but sometimes you always wonder what's on the other side coming to get you in the bad simulation.
I don't know. If it's all a simulation, then tomorrow morning when I wake up, I better have a better looking face than the one I have right now.
Same.
I want to look like Brad Pitt or something. I don't know. Who's ever playing me in this simulation, please remake me.
Why is Brad Pitt so good looking then?
Because he's not real, or he drinks baby blood, one of the two.
Oh boy. He get flagged.
Probably. Adrenochrome. Oh no, my God, he said the word.
I've told you, I don't think you're not going to get flagged anymore. I don't think they care.
I don't know. As soon as I said that, look, my watch went off.
What do you mean it went off?
It just dinged when I said adrenochrome.
Oh, weird.
They're listening. Well, to all of the listeners that have joined us in here tonight, thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Everyone out there listening into the podcast world on the streaming apps. Again, we do this live every Thursday night at 9 p.m. You can come look at our big dumb faces and join in the conversations. But we're going to wrap this one up. Next week, I don't know if we're going to have a show or not. It really depends because I'm going on a little trip. And I know we won't have one the first week of April because I will not be back for my trip. But you might hear us next week, or you might not. I'm sure you'll all be upset.
No, they won't. They're dead.
Probably.
Dead souls.
Here's something to ponder before we leave. And I used to do this and screw with my buddies because they didn't like me when I'd say this. But imagine if you go to sleep tonight and you die in your sleep, but there is no afterlife. So you close your eyes and you're asleep, and then you never know you died. You never wake up, but you never know. Would you be peaceful when you go to sleep tonight, knowing that you'll never know the difference?
I'd be okay with that. That's the best time to.
Yeah, I think it'd be the best time to go, but I used to do that with my buddies, especially after they were partaking in like certain things, and I'd ruin it for them because I'd always bring up stuff like that, like, dude, stop talking like that, man. Yeah. So if I go to bed tonight and I go to sleep and I don't ever wake up in the morning, I guess I did my job. I can't say I have any regrets.
Or you just wake up in somebody else's body. There's that.
New player has entered the map.
Quantum Leap. That was a wild show, by the way.
That dude never made it back. Sorry to ruin it for everyone, but I don't think he ever made it back to his normal planet, did he?
I don't know the conclusion of that.
I think they canceled it before it ever got concluded, so he never made it back. He's still out there looping around.
And they've made recent viral memes with him as a handicapped person, and that somehow made.
There's memes floating around now that say the world is healing because you can say that word again.
Oh my goodness.
Kids are calling each other that now as insults. The world is healing.
I am Scott Dracula.
Scott Dracula.
That's really your name? That's cool.
Yeah. All right. We're going to wrap this one up. So again, thanks for everyone that's joined us in the live stream. Thanks for everyone listening in the podcast audio realms. And we will see you next time right here on Seam Sus.
Peace.
Yeah.